but let's start with the first.
Okay.
You were relentless in your reporting on Trump 1's child separation policy, which was a kind of cruelty that we've never seen before. Now we're seeing a whole different type of cruelty, but this time the administration, they're not trying to hide it.
No.
It's out in the open. And I think there's been two things that have been quite shocking for me, which is they're very public about how they want to attack the immigration issue.
Dude, mass deportation now. The signs, I was on the floor of the convention. They held up 11,000 people holding up signs proudly saying they were going to kick millions of people out of the country.
I mean, there's also the social media trolling. Let's just go through the way the government offices, whether it's the White House or Stephen Miller's office, are communicating how they want to handle immigrants in this country.
Okay.
This is the game that they have come up with. This is kind of what I'm seeing. Number one, they make some horrible video of people being deported, and over the video, they'll play a Sabrina Carpenter song. They'll play like Espresso.
She did not love that.
Right. Which then leads to Sabrina Carpenter, one of America's biggest pop stars, getting mad and saying, stop using my song. This is dehumanizing to people. I condemn this. This is bad. Stop using my song. They then shit on Sabrina Carpenter. Like they pull a shut up and dribble. They're like, shut up, Sabrina. We are going to use your song. And we're going to double back and also include Marcelo Hernandez in the video for some reason. Because all of that just brings more attention to their base and to show their base, hey, we're deporting people and we're going to somehow put light pop music behind this horrible dehumanizing thing. Do you think this basking in the cruelty, hardline approach is ever going to backfire on them? Or does MAGA just love watching shackled immigrants getting deported to please, please, please?
I think that Stephen Miller may very well feel that way. But yeah, I do think it'll backfire. And I think we have evidence that it's backfired because it did in the first Trump term. Family separation was a uniquely cruel policy. 5,500 kids deliberately taken away from their parents for no other reason than to harm them. I mean, that was the stated goal. And in my reporting and in the film I made with Errol Morris, officials that were inside at the time say this was what we had intended to do. On Valentine's Day 2017, they literally all got in a meeting in the Ronald Reagan room in Washington, or Ronald Reagan building in Washington, D.C., and celebrated the idea of ripping children apart from their parents in order to stop other people from coming to the country. But, and 5,500 kids is 5,500 too many. Stephen Miller wanted to separate 25,000 using a process called administrative separations. And because hundreds of thousands of people went out to the streets in a universal way, not even a bipartisan way, the Pope spoke out. Millions of people, I think, all over the world. It was the one time Trump stopped a policy of that nature during the first administration. And he didn't say, oh my God, I'm morally opposed to what we're doing. This is awful. He said, I didn't like the sight and the feeling of the families being separated, meaning he didn't like what he was seeing on TV, he didn't like people in the streets. So I don't know if it's Sabrina Carpenter or if it's No King's Day protests or whatever, but I do think that there's documented evidence that they back down in the face of public opposition. And that's starting to happen again.
Do you think Donald Trump will bring back the child separation policy from Trump 1? Or do you think, like you were saying, these protests, these peaceful ICE protests, do you think that will change his perception here, or will he have to double down?
I think he's already bringing back a family separation policy.